Good evening, everyone. Hell's Unicorn here again, and I've decided to finally weigh in on this TSA nonsense and all of the recent upticks in security measures at airports. I'm going to preface this whole thing by just making a little announcement. On December 1st, I am going to be traveling out of the country. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be going to Eastern Europe, and I am looking forward to having a good deal of scrutiny at the airport. I am probably going to get my junk inspected. There's just no getting around it. My face has been on here on the internet. People have seen me. Some of the people that have seen me probably work for the government, so word is going to get back to Homeland Security that I am a libertarian. This is essentially what Napolitano said they were going to do. They were going to be profiling American liberty activists, be they pro-life people, be they pro-gun people, be they members of the Libertarian Party or members of the Ron Paul campaign. I fall into all four of those categories. So the question is, what am I going to do about it? Now, naturally, I'm not going to be traveling on the day of the big protest on November 24th. However, I am very hopeful that the efforts of those who will be traveling will be enough to really do some damage to the airline industry, and that the airline industry starts really raising a stink about this. I know that the pilots' unions are already taking proactive measures. I know there are already cases pending in court, but this is not enough. The fact that we're talking about this whole issue means absolutely nothing, because something else is going to come along. Now, I'm a person that sort of sits in between the conspiracy camp and the so-called allegedly sane people camp, although I use that term extremely loosely. Most people on the so-called non-conspiracy side are just as idiotic as the most ridiculous conspiracy people. But I have to wonder, whether or not Al-Qaeda actually is still doing the bidding of the CIA, or if they're a rogue organization that used to be under CIA control, is of little consequence at this point. We are at such a sad state right now that literally anything out of the ordinary is going to drive us into a panic. We have over 5,000 soldiers dead overseas. We've killed hundreds of thousands of people, but nobody panics, because this is all something that we have been conditioned to expect. But the minute that somebody sneaks onto a plane and lights his shoe on fire and potentially kills a few dozen people in an airplane, everybody loses their minds. And again, it's because by default we are being conditioned as to what we're supposed to be afraid of. Well, I've got news for all of you. I'm not afraid of any of this crap. I'm not afraid of TSA guys. I'm not afraid of terrorists. I'm not afraid of any of it. And I think that if we're going to prevail as a republic and keep the culture and the liberties that we have, we need to stop being afraid. We need to hold true to that greatest of quotes by Patrick Henry, "Give me liberty or give me death," because I will tell you right now, we do not have liberty at the airports, and we will probably lose them in other places very soon if we continue to tolerate this nonsense. I mean, I am at a loss at some of the morons on YouTube that are still making excuses for this crap and saying, oh, people are just shy, they don't want to show their naked bodies and all that other crap. Do you idiots actually do any research? Do you know that children, we're talking prepubescent 3 to 8-year-old boys and girls, are being fondled in places that, we've thrown Catholic priests in jail for doing the kind of crap that these TSA people are doing. I mean, it's one thing for me to get my junk grabbed. I'm emotionally prepared to deal with that crap. It's a different context when you go to a doctor and you get that done, but it's different for me. But we're talking about children, and we're talking about nuns, women who have taken vows of celibacy, who believe their bodies to be temples. Whether or not you agree with that or not is another matter, but they believe it, and under our present beliefs and culture, everybody has a right to their beliefs. And these people, these 70 and 80-year-old nuns, are having their privates violated. They're having their personal space violated by people who, for all we know, may be closeted perverts who got into this business for the same reason that said Catholic priests got into the business, because that was where the action was. And I know I sound really agitated and I'm really going overboard on the sarcasm here, but this is one area where I really think it's worth it. Now, as to these porno scanners that we now have in the airports, I'm not submitting to them. I mean, they can put the rubber glove on and they can give me a proctology exam. I'm not going through them. Regardless to how infrequently I fly and how small the levels of radiation are, I'm not going through them. I am not volunteering to be a porno star for some sick Homeland Security guy's personal library. All right, it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to get fondled. And you know something? Every time I get fondled, if this crap continues, I'm going to picture Michael Chertoff, Janet Napolitano, and Barack Obama doing the fondling. Because those are the people who are actually doing it to me. These idiotic 80 IQ stooges that are working at TSA, you know, they're simply agents for the actual act itself. But the commission, as far as I'm concerned, Chertoff, Napolitano, and Obama are abusing all of those kids sexually. That's de facto. That's what they're doing. They're accessories to it. They might as well be doing it themselves. I have a much easier time believing that Obama was a sexual pervert who was soliciting homosexual sex from a taxi driver in Chicago. I have a much easier time believing that, seeing that idiotic display he just put on apologizing for these procedures. This is disgusting. A so-called constitutional expert seems to have no problem whatsoever with everybody's Fourth Amendment rights being violated and everybody being groped like they're some sort of criminal. You know, even people like Sean Hannity, you know, to-the-wire neocons who otherwise are complete adversaries of the basic tenets of our Constitution, have problems with this. And if that's, Ann Coulter, all of them basically just about. I'm not sure about Bill O'Reilly. I heard him defending it earlier, which doesn't surprise me at all. But all of these neocons are opposed to this crap. We have IDF people opposed to this crap. All right, everybody is opposed to this nonsense except for who? The American Civil Liberties Union, the Democratic Party, and the progressive left. These people think that this is fucking funny. That everybody's getting patted down and groped and frisked and basically prodded. They think it's a freaking joke. There's a reason why I have no respect for the mainstream political left in the Democratic Party, and it's because of stuff like this. This stuff went on during Clinton. Stuff similar to this. He basically used the IRS to audit all of his political enemies. This stuff went on under people like Carter. Back then, if you were a tax protester and you refused to file a 1099, you were spirited off somewhere and you were given shock treatment. This notion of these people being civil libertarians is an utter joke. I will be the first to admit, and I did for years while he was president, that George W. Bush was terrible, and that his Homeland Security monstrosity, which wasn't originally his idea, but he did sign off on it, was a gross circumvention of constitutional government and of all of our civil liberties. But I will tell you something. Even the data mining practices of Homeland Security are a walk in the park compared to this crap. This is, at the most fundamental level, the worst violation of us in our persons. Back in the Middle Ages, in the pre-Magna Carta days, stuff like this didn't go on. So anyway, I look forward to be heavily scrutinized at the airports when I depart here on December 1st. And when I get back, I will look forward to giving everybody a nice report on what I did. I'm basically going out to Eastern Europe to get a little bit of culture because it's been a long time since I've been out of the country, and I'm not letting anybody scare me out of doing it, be it Al-Qaeda, being it our corrupt government, being all of these shady intelligence agencies, and not even the big burly Bubba that's going to be patting me down. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.